Sweet. So thanks for taking the time to learn about Qwotem. Qwotem is a real-time marketplace for social direct-to-consumer products. What does that mean? So, cool, it's working. So, real-time content on products. Right now, the whole process of creating content from scratch is painful. And there's a couple of real-world examples of real-time content. Kamala Harris in June was debating with Joe Biden. He was defunding a busing program in the late 80s, early 90s. She was using that program, and she said, that little girl was me. Her campaign manager saw that and said, hey, let's put a shirt, let's get it out before the debate's over. And they did that, and it generated $2 million in 24 hours, right after the debate. This is an example of real-time content. Now, crowdsourcing real-time content, in 2011, Charlie Sheen went on a social media rant. If you recall, it was highly entertaining. He made statements like, I drink tiger blood, what, I'm winning, I'm always winning, you know, and I'm a warlock. I was heading up biz dev at a company called Cafe Press. Some of you might know it, some of you might not. Got up to about $260 million in revenue. We did $5 million in sales in 7 days. Across 2,000 e-commerce stores that we hosted, about 4,900 graphics across a multitude of products. So that's an example of crowdsourcing real-time content. So what is the process like today? So if you want to create content, you have to follow a specific influencer, hopefully catch it on the trend within an hour of it happening. Then you have to go to a design platform. You have to actually design a graphic that you can actually put on a physical product. Then you have to figure out what platform you want to host that on. Is it WooCommerce, Shopify, Zazzle, Cafe Press, etc.? Are they going to be able, or how are you going to market that? Are you going to market that through social media? Are you going to do Google AdWords? You have to figure all this out. You have to figure out the manufacturer. Are you going to do print on demand? Are you going to find a local screen printer? Are you going to house stuff in-house? It's a laborious process, and then you still have to figure out logistics. All of that is painful and usually takes more than 24 hours. If you don't have it out within 24 hours, you miss the trend, you miss the wave. So we solve this by pulling content from social media in real time, allowing you to create custom product, buy that product, share that product, and sell that product, all in real time. The design process takes less than 2 minutes. So this is what it looks like. So let's say that same influencer, Gary Vee, posts, I don't know, time flies when you aren't doing, right? So you're like, oh, I identify with that. Now I'm gonna customize it. And then I'm gonna purchase that, or I'm gonna share and sell that, all in real time. This process takes 2 minutes. This is super fast. So we have the team to execute this. Super important for us to have the right people. I've got 13 years in tech, 19 years in management. I have 3 exits under my belt. I was with Cafe Press, Tilt, and Celery, which were basically white label Kickstarters. So I'm very experienced in e-commerce. I've built $20 to $50 million revenue channels. Eric, our CMO, he headed up marketing at NASA. Also Rosetta Stone through their IPO, VeriSign through their IPO. He also, for the first 2 years of Custom Ink's inception, Custom Ink is another print-on-demand solution. He headed up their marketing. Ron Ponder and I met at Halls.com, which is a Vegas startup. We built an entire influencer platform for influencers to sell product to their followers, so we know the space very well, for about 2 years. And then Peter Brown built the entire platform for VentureBeat, and then later started his own company called Condorly, which he exited from. So combined, we have 9 exits on our team. Our advisory team is even more impressive. Time-wise, I don't have time to go into all their details, but we've got executives from Zazzle, Cafe Press, my CFO, Citibank, and the one I'm going to talk about is David. David was our first investor. David was an executive from Amazon.com. He brought all of the automation for all the logistics for Amazon. And the cool thing about David, he actually quit his job because of Qwotem. So he was working with Lewis Borders for HDS, Home Delivery Systems. Realized that the best we could ever do was 2-day delivery time. He's like, that's stupid. Because he's from Amazon. He's like, why can't we do this faster? So he quit his job, has been working in Skunkworks trying to figure out same-day delivery across multiple platforms just to make sure Qwotem can actually be the one it solves that problem, which is very cool. So, market. So we're attacking the US presidential election first, obviously. It's relevant, makes sense. The non-campaign merch, meaning like the stuff that's not from the official campaign, is a $1.2 billion market total. Now, the amount that is, that we think we can play with, the serviceable space, it's about 300 million, and we think over 5 years we can capture 90 million of that. The second space, or second phase, will be the influencer space. That whole apparel space, just with custom graphics on it, you're looking at about $29 billion market. This is just US for the influencer space. The part of it that has customization capabilities in it is about 18 billion. We think over 5 years we can capture 100 million of that. And then all of that lives within the worldwide space of apparel, wall art, stickers, home decor, etc. And that's a $145 billion market. So these are not small markets, is my point. And the 90 and 100 add up to the 190 of what we think we can capture of that entire space in 5 years. This is not a 1 year plan. So where are we? We built a prototype. We wanted to make sure that we could make something and that this all works before we actually do a fundraise. So we did a couple of like little small friends and family raise. And we built the platform. It works. It has an affiliate model that actually works as well. And we can do this on a number of different substrates. So we're not limited to just t-shirts, etc., but we can also plug into, besides physical products, we can also do predictive software and say how long a graphic will actually sell, what the trend will be like, data, like if you are an influencer and you have 100,000 followers, how engaged are they? Are they designing? Are they selling? What's the shareability of the design that happens? It's super scalable. Partnerships, we'll do physical product partnerships, but also IP partnerships. Disney and Marvel and NFL are all partnerships I've done in the past, Cafe Press and Tilt. So we're pretty confident we'll be able to execute that again. And then the B2B plugin solutions about 24 to 36 months out. So Shopify and WooCommerce and all the different platforms, we know that we can take our software, put it in a package, in a box, and allow it to go onto those platforms so that any of the shopkeepers can use our platform down the road. So how does it work? So a consumer creator finds us either through paid marketing or a viral link, or an influencer posts us and says, hey, check out our thing. They go to our marketplace, and then that's when they start designing. Now they've created something, and then they're like, hey, I'm super proud of this, so I'm going to share it through my social networks because we built it as a node. It lives on your social page, and the commerce can happen there. So that in turn means that each individual follower can then redesign or purchase, and then share, and then they can redesign or purchase, and it's a nice loop. It goes up to 6 degrees deep, and I'll go into more detail on that. The other path is the influencer space. So think Pete Buttigieg or Trump or whoever wants to post, hey, I'd love to get your feedback on what my slogan should be, right? Or what my platform statement should be. Well, then all of their followers can create content, and then all of the residual sales go into an actual fundraising mechanism for the politician or for the influencer. It's all scalable. Very cool. So how does this actually work in actual layout? And you can go to the site right now, Qwotem.com, and play with it if you want. The prototype's up. It's highly buggy, why we're raising. So right now you can choose from the feed, you pick a quote, you go through the personalization process where you slap up an emoji, etc., delete parts of the tweet, and we're just plugged into Twitter right now, but we can plug into any social platform. And then you actually go through the purchase process. That's where it gets fun. So now you can go through your first creation. Now your followers can purchase it from whatever social platform you decide to share it to. Then those followers can then say, hey, you know what? I don't like that emoji. I want to switch it to this one. I want to change the ink or the color of the text. And then they can go through and redesign it and then share it on a completely different social platform. And then everybody makes money on each share and purchase. So it's very, very scalable, and it's built to be viral. So right now, we're plugged into 2 different manufacturers. We're working on getting to 10 by the end of first quarter. So it's all print-on-demand manufacturers, so we have no inventory. The margins are pretty solid. We're selling the product. We dictate price. Price is at $29, roughly, and the cost to print these shirts is roughly around $12, and that includes shipping. So then we're able to then really ratchet up margin, also allows us to have scalability on this. The marketplace competition, there's a lot. There's not a lot doing exactly what we're doing. So there are people that allow you, or sites that allow you to create content from scratch, Cafe Press, Redbubble, etc. Then there's the B2B space, which is like SimPress, 4imprint, etc. And then there's people that do pull real-time content right now, companies that do that. Tweet Mugs, Frank Tweets, and there's about 6 others. T-Tweets, a few others. Most of them are based off of Twitter. The key thing with this is they don't allow you to edit it. There's no viral sharing, and the scalability is not built in. So Qwotem, we're alone in that space, and nobody's doing exactly what we're doing. But this is the competitive landscape. So this is a cool slide. So the space has been full of exits for the last 15 years, all in either IPOs. I'm out of time. Yeah. I'm almost done. So the key thing with all of this to keep in mind is that the Apollo Group just purchased Cafe Press, Shutterfly, Snapfish in June of this year for $2.7 billion. So everybody else is trying to capture market share from them while they go through reorg for the next 12 months. So we're in the right place to be able to scale this, and since most of my team have experience as executives from most of these companies, we're set up for a solid M&A in the next 2 to 5 years. And then this is the projections, but I'm going to skip that because I want to get to the ask. So we're raising $600K in a convertible note, 25% discount, 6.5% interest, $3 million cap. We've got $95K that we've raised to build this platform the way it is, and the $600K will take us to a solid MVP. We'll ramp to 100K MMR in 6 to 9 months, and it will complete the entire apparel lineup. The majority of the money is going to be spent on technology and marketing. The biz dev's really just around licensing and all of that. And that's it. Sorry, I ran long.
All right, not too bad.